Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I'm Holly, a freelance illustrator, and I've been travelling and working in this van with my husband and our 2 dogs for over a year now. We're currently exploring Devon and Cornwall in the southwest tip of England, and we're slowly getting into the swing of life down here by the sea. Join us for another week on the road. Hello everyone. This morning we are in Padstow. We just parked up in the car park and we've been doing a couple of hours of work, and we're just about to leave the van and go visit the National Lobster Hatchery, which is one of the tourist attractions in Cornwall that we're most excited to go see, because from the pictures online it looks like they have tiny weeny little baby lobsters that you can go see. They're kind of like a rehabilitation centre and education centre, and they release lots of baby lobsters into the ocean every year to kind of restabilise stocks of lobsters. I don't know quite what I think about it, because obviously those lobsters are then caught and eaten around Cornwall, so they're kind of like being released in order for people to eat them later on, so that's not great, but I am excited to see some baby lobsters and to learn about lobsters in general, because they're pretty cool. Yeah, just see what kind of things they've got going on at the hatchery, basically. I'm going to take my sketchbook because I'm hoping there's some things I can draw in there. When I say things, I mean lobsters. We thought we'd take you along with us and we'll let you know what we think. No pugs allowed in there, I don't think. Do you, bogey boy? Although the sight of the captive lobsters, as well as the promotion of eating them, did indeed make us feel quite sad, the hatchery was a great place to learn about these incredible creatures. I'll tell you some cool facts that we learnt whilst I draw this incredibly rare 2-toned lobster in my sketchbook, shall I? The European lobster has the ability to spontaneously amputate its own limbs and then grow them back. It also evolved over 140 million years ago. They favour hiding away in tight nooks and crannies in the seabed and the shoreline, and come out at night to look for food. One of the most fascinating things that we learnt is that they don't actually age, and the older they get, the bigger they become, and the more eggs they're able to produce. Europe's biggest ever lobster was caught off the coast of Cornwall in 1931. It weighed 9.3 kilograms and measured nearly 1.5 metres. Here I am drawing a 2-toned lobster, which is one of the rarest colourways a lobster can come in. In fact, it's a 1 in 50 million find. This pattern is actually suspected to be the result of a cellular split during the embryonic development of the lobster, just after fertilisation, and it often means that the lobster will have both male and female characteristics. Interesting, hey? After the hatchery, we walked into the town of Padstow and admired the harbour. We spotted a whole selection of wonderful doggies and took a walk up to the War Memorial to stretch our legs. We also had a half pint in a local tap room. I had this really delicious porter and Craig had an ale called an English Brown. Something to note about Padstow is that it smells like chips everywhere. At least it did when we were there. And so by the end of the day, when we could resist no more, we got a large portion from a nearby chippy and had them with falafel.
Ooh.
Good morning. We've woken up in a really cute little Cornish village called St Mawgan, and we got a bit of sunshine this morning, which is making everything better. So we're just going to show you around. Oh, I think we need to change our battery.
Public toilets that burn. Have you got keys?
Yeah, this is where we've been parked up, just in a car park at the back of the village, and we're going to show you around.
Walk and talk, Ogwen, because it now look at that. See?
Oh, my plaits on the mic.
We're using the gimbal for the first time because we bought it about 1.5 years ago and then never bothered to get it out.
A walking tour of St Mawgan. Hey?
Yeah.
How do you turn it round then?
You have to spin it in your hands. It's kind of drifting off slightly, isn't it?
Sorry. We were just saying that it's really nice to be in a town that feels lived in, because we've been visiting a lot of seaside towns and villages, but a lot of the houses there are holiday lets, so it just feels quite empty and soulless, especially in the wintertime. But here, that's the school, and that's the convenience store and tea room. We're going to go in there and get some bread. I'm still getting used to this gimbal. And then there's a nice park in the middle of the village, and the river runs through the village as well. The sun is making everything better, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And we had a really good night's sleep here last night. All we could hear was owls.
Yeah, it was lovely, wasn't it?
Craig visited this pub last night. Sweet chestnut trees here. One of my favourite trees. So we're going to have a little look in the convent, are we? So this is the nunnery. The church bells we were hearing all night. They ring up on the hour and then every quarter of an hour as well. So, but I think that was the same as my town that I grew up in.
Did you have a convent in your town?
No, we didn't have a convent, but we had a church. Look at that.
Ogwen, you do look quite lovely today.
Thanks. Do you want me to do an OOTD? This is my OOTD because I'm wearing a new to me vest that Craig got in a charity shop in Scotland, but he says it's too tight for him, so I've got it, and I'm wearing it with a baby blue roll neck and my Doc Marten boots that I've just realised I've got a hole in them on the toe. You see there? Oh my gosh. How do I fix these? They're vegan leather, so they're not as long lasting. It's a bit disappointing. Should I say about my earrings?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
These earrings are my grandma's. They're quite light, which is nice to wear. This beret I got on Depop, I think. One of my few Depop purchases, because I don't really understand how to use Depop, but I got this beret. It's cashmere. This coat is Craig's. He got it from Japan, and I wear it all the time. I love how oversized it is. Look. Wow. It's really comfy. It goes with everything. I love the colours. My badge is very important. Black Pug Club. These trousers, Craig bought them to work in a whiskey distillery. He bought 2 pairs, so I got a pair after he finished his summer job there. And that's everything, isn't it?
Yeah, well done.
My first and last OOTD. This is the road we took down last night to arrive here in this village. Nasturtium. In it. It's nearly December and there's still flowers everywhere. Nasturtium flowers. You can eat these. I don't like the taste though. We left Nuki after doing a couple of hours of work there, and we've driven further along the coast. We're just outside a town called St Agnes, which looks like a quaint little town that I kind of want to have a little walk through, maybe tomorrow. But we're at a park up now, and we're just going to go walk the dogs before darkness falls, which is going to happen very soon. So we're quite near the sea, I can see it out the window, so I'm going to walk in the direction of the sea. Good morning, it is Saturday morning now. Had a lovely night's sleep at that park up. No one else joined us, it was just us in that lay-by. Had a walk down to the coast again, and now we've driven back to Newquay, which was where we were yesterday. It's like quite a biggish town in Cornwall, and we're going to go to a Palestine solidarity demo that we found out is happening here. There's a couple happening in Cornwall, and they're happening across the weekend, because every Saturday since the bombing started, hundreds of thousands of people in the UK have been marching and organising in solidarity with everyone in Gaza. And yeah, that momentum has not really let up. Obviously, as we move around the country quite a lot, it's not always possible for us to go to the capital, especially with a van and 2 dogs. So I've only been to the main march that happens in London every Saturday once, but it was the biggest demonstration I've ever been to. It's a big movement in the UK. I would expect that one in Nuki would be quite small. Cornwall's not a very densely populated place. I'm going to get the dogs ready and go back into town. We thought, why not, because there's actually free parking in Nuki at the moment as well for winter, so that's good as well. So we'll go and show you what it's like.
Nobody in my 30 years of being a Christian told me about the Nakba. You don't hear it in church about the Nakba. This is why I'm here today, because I've come out with the Palestinian people. All the horror that's going on, how can this be right?
Wow, you would never guess what we've just been able to do. We had showers, and I was able to blow dry my hair in the leisure centre, which is where we went to have showers. So we're both feeling very fresh. There's one thing about van life, is that it really makes you appreciate a hot shower. The demo today was really good. Something I wasn't expecting was to hear from Palestinian people. So there was one Palestinian man who stood up and shared his experiences of like family members being displaced, well, more than displaced, being pushed out of their homes and having their homes stolen. And we also heard from someone who had Palestinian heritage, and her grandparents had like direct experience of the Nakba. So yeah, that was really powerful to hear from those people. And it was well worth going, even though we're not really part of like the Nuki Cornwall community, but it was still good to go and hear those people and be around people that are paying attention to what's going on and are as horrified as we are. The thing about these winter days is that we've only got about an hour of sunlight left before it's going to start getting dark. We don't really know what to do with the rest of our time. Once it gets dark, it's kind of not really much to do. I think you can kind of tell in this video, it's just not really gone very smoothly. I feel like the filming I've done has been quite bitty, mostly just because our days are quite bitty. There isn't really like a strong narrative flowing through our days. We're just like getting up and seeing what we want to do with our day and getting our little van tasks done and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's coming through in this week's video, so sorry about that. But I think we're going to end this video here anyway. And next week's video, we're going to be exploring some more quirky and unusual parts of Cornish culture, because I think that was missing a little bit from our excursions lately. Cornwall and Devon can feel a little bit empty. Holiday lets, so a lot of housing that's just empty and not lived in. And you really get a sense of that in some of the towns we visited. And then when you go to other villages and towns where people do live there and there is like a bustling community feeling, you realise that's what's missing from some of these places, and that's what holiday homes do to an area, just kind of like suck the life out of it, which is such a shame. And I think there's a bit of a sentiment of that in Cornwall and Devon amongst the locals, and that's completely understandable. But yeah, we're going to hopefully find some quirky parts about this region, because I know there are some. I know there's some really weird and interesting traditions and landmarks and stuff that we can go explore. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next week. Bye!